You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. NL Central baseball game being featured in our day broadcast. It's the Milwaukee Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Brewers right now lead the NL Central. The Pirates are in fourth place, but not by much. Game one of this series starts next. Here's Trevor Williams on the mound for the Pirates. He's been one of their top pitchers since Jamison Taillon went on the injured list with his second Tommy John surgery of his career. And Williams in 4 starts is 0-1. His loss was earlier this year to the Rays in an interleague matchup. It was actually the opening series of the year. But anyway, he's pitching tonight, and here's Eric Sogard to lead off the ball game at the plate. Sogard is a .270 hitter, 1 home run and 8 RBIs. And first pitch swinging, he hits it out to right field. There's Gregory Polanco, and Polanco's got it. That's out number 1. And with that one pitch out, we'll take a look at the starting lineup tonight, or today rather, for the Brewers. You see there, Eric Sogard signed a deal in free agency. He's their leadoff hitter. Brock Holt is starting at second base and batting 6th. He's replacing... fractured his wrist. He's still on the 15-day injured list. And now the second pitch of this half inning is hit out to left field. And Gerard Dyson makes the play. That's out number 2. Also, Hira's on the 10-day DL. That's my mistake. Pitchers are on the 15-day DL, or AL. Tongue-tied, here's Christian Yelich. 2 outs, bases empty. Trevor Williams has thrown 2 pitches, but Keston Hiura is on the 10-day injured list. Pitchers are typically on the 15-day injured list. Gerard Dyson can't make the play. That was the 3rd pitch of the half inning. Yelich risky to try to swing at that pitch, but it works out to his benefit. He's got a 2-out double. Hit the other way against the shift. Gerard Dyson, despite his speed, could not run that one down. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Brewers, Ryan Braun. Former most valuable player in the National League. Takes ball 1. He was the MVP in 2011. Trevor Williams throwing efficiently this half inning. He's thrown 4 pitches, got 2 outs, and gave up a base hit. Threw ball 1 to Ryan Braun, and the 5th pitch of the half inning hit into center field. Brian Reynolds will play it. Christian Yelich, however, will score all the way from second base. And Ryan Braun has himself an RBI single with 2 outs, and the Brewers strike first. I mean, Williams is lighting up the strike zone, but after 2 quick outs, gives up 2 hits and a run. Now here's switch hitter Justin Smoke, who's batting from the left side in this plate appearance. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls that one off. Williams got Sogard to line out on 1 pitch. He got Kane to line out on another, and then Yelich doubled with 2 outs and scored on the Ryan Braun single. Braun on first base. 0-1 pitch coming to Smoke. That finds the zone, and Smoke down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Smoke, once part of the Seattle Mariners, also played for the Toronto Blue Jays for a few years. Starts this decade, however, with the Brewers. The Brewers have much infield depth. Signed several infielders this offseason, Smoke being one of them, Ryan Healy another, Jed Jerko. All were acquired in free agency.
1 and 2 to count.
There's the umpires for tonight. Earl Hendricks, the man there behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to the former All-Star first baseman with the Blue Jays. Swings and misses, and that ends this half inning. The Brewers get 1 run on 2 hits and leave a runner on base. Moving to the bottom of the first inning, it's the Brewers 1 and the Pirates coming to bat. And here's the starter For the Milwaukee Brewers, it's Brett Anderson. He's 2-1 this season. 4. Has done well with walks. Only 9 on the season. Here's Kevin Newman. Bottom of the first inning. Shortstop of the Pirates takes a strike from Anderson. Anderson, a veteran as well. He's pitched around the league. Signed a deal this offseason with the Brewers to join their rotation. He's a lefty starter, almost acting like the Wade Miley that this team once had. Left-handed veteran in the rotation. Counts even 1-1 on Kevin Newman. Newman on the season batting .244 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Takes ball 2 downstairs. Trevor Williams threw less than 10 pitches in the top of the first inning, but ended up giving up a run. Batters are just putting the ball in play quickly. Anderson with a quality play there off the mound. Gets Kevin Newman out at first. And that's out number 1. And here we'll take a look now at the Pirates starting lineup. Not too many new faces from years past, though there is one that stands out. Gerard Dyson, the number 8 hitter, playing left field. He signed the highest contract with the Pirates this offseason. It was a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. The Pirates did not spend any more money on one player than $2.5 million. Quick line out there by Brian Reynolds. And this first inning progressing rather quickly. There's the number 3 hitter, Adam Frazier. Right now, Frazier on a 4-game hitting streak. He's batting .321 on the season with 1 home run and 9 RBIs. Softly hit toward left field. On the run is Braun, and he'll make the catch. And that concludes the first inning. The Pirates get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. Moving to the second inning, it's the Brewers 1 and the Pirates 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Here's Brock Holt standing in. He's on a 7-game hitting streak. Facing Trevor Williams for the first time in this game. Brock Holt was once a member of the Boston Red Sox. Signed in the offseason with the Brewers. This is his first he's playing for. He grounds that one to the left side. There's Kevin Newman, who throws to Josh Bell. And that's 1 out, top of the second inning. As of right now, this game is moving along quickly. And we'll take a look at the Pirates starting defense. There's Gerard Dyson in left, Brian Reynolds in center, Gregory Polanco in right. And on the infield, Colin Moran at third, Kevin Newman at shortstop, Adam Frazier at second, Josh Bell at first, and behind the plate for the Pirates, Jacob Stallings. And speaking of catchers, the other one in this game coming to the plate, Omar Narvaez, the catcher of the Brewers, coming to the plate now. He's also on a hitting streak. He has one that has extended 4 games to this point. And he takes ball 1, counts even 1 ball and 1 strike. Narvaez, formerly caught for the Chicago White Sox, had a brief stint in Seattle last season and was acquired via a trade this offseason. 2-1 pitch coming from Trevor Williams. That's inside. Count is 3-1 now. Orlando Arcia on deck. Trevor Williams about to throw his 17th pitch of this outing. And he issues his first walk.
Batting 8, the shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
And with that walk, that'll bring up Orlando Arcia. Hasn't hit too well in his last 5 games, just 3 for 17. He is the Brewers' starting shortstop. Runner goes from first, swinging a ground ball to third base. And that wasn't enough time. Moran to Frazier, back to Bell. And despite Navarez running on the play, the Pirates still turn 2. And that ends the top of the second. Brewers no runs on no hits, 1 walk in the inning, but that walk was erased by this smoothly turned double play. Going to the bottom of the second, it's the Brewers 1 and the Pirates 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Pirates went down 1-2-3 last inning, so the 4, 5, 6 hitters are scheduled to bat this inning. Josh Bell, Gregory Polanco, and Colin Moran. And Josh Bell swings at the first pitch, softly hit to left. And Ryan Braun is able to make the play. That's out number 1. And with that, we'll take a look at the starting defense for the Brewers. Braun just made that play. He's out in left. Kane, Gold Glove Award winner for outfielders. He's playing center. Christian Yelich in right. And you have Sogard at third, Arcia at short, Holt at second, Smoke at first, and Omar Narvaez playing catcher in this one. Here comes Gregory Polanco for the Pirates. Missed a significant part of last season with a shoulder injury. And ironically enough, the Pirates went out and signed a free agent outfielder in Lonnie Chisenhall to replace Polanco. And Chisenhall himself got hurt in 2019 and seldom played for the Pirates. Holt makes that play while he was in the shifted infield. Polanco's out, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Here's Colin Moran and Brett Anderson about to throw pitch number 10 in his outing, and it's only been an inning and 2/3. Trevor Williams is throwing efficiently as well. He hasn't thrown too many pitches, but he gave up that 1 run along 5 pitches that he threw in the first inning. Colin Moran was a first-round draft pick of the Houston Astros in 2013 and came to Pittsburgh as one of 4 players involved in the trade that sent Garrett Cole to Houston. Counts no balls and 2 strikes now. Chopped softly. Anderson looking to make another play, and he does. Throws to Justin Smoke. Moran out at first, and the second inning is over. No runs on no hits for the Pirates, and they leave no runners on base. Moving to the third inning, it's Milwaukee 1 and Pittsburgh 0. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Brewers to start this half inning. Brett Anderson in the pitcher spot will bat, and then it'll go back to the top for Eric Sogard and Lorenzo Cain. Trevor Williams still under 20 pitches through the first couple innings, and he gives up a leadoff single to Brett Anderson, the pitcher. Williams has been baiting much contact on first pitches, and Anderson seeming to be no exception here. Wasn't taking, just serves one into center field. There haven't been too many deep counts in this game so far. And the top of the order resurfaces for the Brewers. It's Eric Sogard coming up to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Lined out to right field in his first at bat. The Brewers scored a run in the first inning, thanks to a Christian Yelich double and a Ryan Braun RBI single. Sogard on the ground left side. Newman, Frazier, Bell, double play. Brett Anderson erased at second base, forced out there, and then Eric Sogard out at first. He grounded into the double play. And quickly there are 2 outs, and Trevor Williams just at 21 pitches now through 2 2/3 innings. Here's Lorenzo Cain. He lined out the left field in his first at bat. And he comes up here with 2 outs, and the base is now empty. Trevor Williams' pitch.
Nope.
That just missed, and no appeal, so that's a ball. 1-0. Kane is hitless versus Williams. 0 for 8, and fouls that pitch off. Counts 1-1. That 0 for 8 also includes the at-bat he had in the first inning. Kane, a former member of the Kansas City Royals, signed in free agency with the Brewers in 2018. Still a fast player and still hits well for contact, but has performed spectacularly in center field defensively. And he has a 2-out base hit here. Gerard Dyson plays it. He'll get it into the cutoff man Newman, but Kane uncontestedly gets into second base. His 7th double of the season puts him in scoring position with 2 outs and a former National League MVP coming to the plate. Christian Yelich doubled in his first at-bat off of Williams. And he comes in here in a run-producing opportunity. Batting .324 now on the season. Yelich was the 2018 most valuable player of the National League. That was a year after he got traded away from the Marlins. Started his career in Miami and was dealt away for prospects as a part of the Marlins rebuilding initiative. And the Marlins have been keeping pace in the NL East so far this season. The Marlins are in second place and have won over 10 games. They're not doing too poorly. They signed some veterans as well. It's not just prospects anymore hauling the team like it had been the last couple of years. But now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Christian Yelich. Lorenzo Cain on second base. Here's the pitch from Williams. That can't find the zone. Count is full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Braun awaits in the on-deck circle. If Yelich could reach, he'll step up to the plate. Payoff pitch. Hit water right field. Polanco doesn't move too much. He looks like he has a play, and he makes it on the warning track. That ends the top of the 3rd inning. The Brewers get no runs on a hit and leave 1 runner on base. Moving to the bottom of the 3rd, we're scoreless here in Pittsburgh. Excuse me, we're not scoreless. Nonetheless, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Pirates. Pirates still have a 0 in the hit column. Jacob Stallings to lead off. Don't forget you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Brett Anderson still on the mound. And he has the potential now to go maybe a bit more innings than the average starter does now. First pitch swinging is Stallings. Brock Holt makes that play. And that's out number 1. Brett Anderson has now tallied 2 1/3 innings pitched, and his pitch total right now is 13. That is some plus efficiency early in this game. 13 pitches, and there's 1 out in the 3rd inning. Here's Gerard Dyson. He takes ball 1. Gerard Dyson, former Kansas City Royal. Also played for the Seattle Mariners for a brief period of time, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and signed in free agency this offseason with the Pirates. Garcia makes that play at shortstop. 2 outs now after Gerard Dyson grounds out there, and that'll bring up the number 9 spot and pitchers spot in the order of Trevor Williams. Coming up to bat. Williams does not have a hit yet this season. Not uncommon, though, because he is a pitcher. And he swings at the first pitch. Popped up behind the plate. Play made there by Navarez, and through 3 full innings, Brett Anderson has thrown 16 pitches and has yet to give up a hit to the Buccos. Going to the 4th inning, It's the Brewers 1 and the Pirates 0. Well, this is one of the quicker games we've seen this year, and ignore those three who are on the screen. Those three will be around later for Game 2 of our 2 featured games here on MLB's Virtual Network. Pirates and Brewers here is our first feature. And tonight, MLB Virtual Network will be featuring the Rockies and the Giants. That will be with Matt Vasgersian, Mark DeRosa, and Dan Plesac. But for now, I'm Nicholas Callis. You're watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. The Brewers lead the Pirates 1-0. And not to jinx it, but this game has progressed rapidly through the first 3 innings. Brett Anderson had 16 pitches through 3 full innings. Williams not as efficient, but still efficient for the standards of starters today. 34 pitches entering the 4th inning. Braun grounds to short. Newman plays it. Throws to Bell, and that's out number 1. The Brewers scored in the first inning on a Christian Yelich double, and then Ryan Braun singled him in. It's been the only offense from either side to this point, and the Pirates still have a 0 in the hit column. Here's Justin Smoke. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Was a 2017 All-Star with the Toronto Blue Jays. And he takes a strike. See there, the infield exaggerated toward the right side, anticipating Smoke to pull the ball. The left side is vacated. Strike 2 called on a well-placed pitch. Counts 0-2. Here's the windup and pitch. That's too high. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Justin Smoke.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fouled off. Count is still 1-2. So each of these teams had an off day yesterday. This is game 1 of a 3-game series between these two NL Central rivals, as Smoke keeps the plate appearance moving. Count still 1-2. Here's the pitch from Trevor Williams. That's outside. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Brewers are in first place in the NL Central with a 14-8 record. And the Pirates are 9-13. They're 5 games back of the division lead, and the Pirates also on a 5-game losing streak. That fouled off, and Justin Smoke stays alive. The Brewers most recently lost to the New York Mets, although that was their first loss in a good while. Smoke strikes out there. Trevor Williams gets Smoke to strike out looking, and that's out number 2 in this half inning. Two outs. Here's Brock Holt. 0 for 1 against Williams, and he takes a strike.
0-1.
These Brewers hitters seem to be extending at bats now, taking pitches, not swinging at the first pitches of every at bat. And that's caused Williams to increase his pitch count. Meanwhile, Brett Anderson is at 16 pitches through 3 full innings pitched. He's the starter for the Brewers. He's throwing with efficiency that you don't see very often. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Brock Holt down in the count. And he takes that pitch close to the inside edge, but it is ruled a ball. The count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Well thrown breaking ball by Trevor Williams. Keeps the Brewers scoreless in that half inning. However, the Brewers still lead 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Top of the order, due up for the Pirates.
The shortstop,
Kevin Newman comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. You see there, Anderson's pitch count 16. Pirates hitless coming into this bottom of the 4th inning. And that's ball 1 outside.
1-0.
Kevin Newman has 20 individual hits, and that's good enough for second on the Pirates team stats. Softly toward the left side, played by Sogard, throws to Smoke in time. A close play, but an out recorded there. 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Don't forget as well, you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're here. MLB Virtual Network is the name of the channel. Also, go look at the Twitter page for news, schedules, other updates that you can find at Virtual MLB on Twitter. That's our tag. And if you're watching through PlayStation Network, go ahead and do both. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter. Brian Anderson down on the count now. No balls and 2 strikes against Brett Anderson. That one can't find the zone. Count 1 and 2. You see there the splits for Anderson. Only 5 pitches called for balls out of the 21 total he's thrown. Throwing efficiently and throwing strikes. 1-2 pitch to Reynolds. Popped up. Foul territory, and Smoke gives up on it. Count still 1 and 2. Reynolds a switch hitter batting from the right side of the plate. And Reynolds keeps the at-bat going. Count still 1 and 2. Anderson's pitch. Just missed. Well placed, but the discipline from Reynolds pays off. And the count even 2 and 2. And this is the first full count that Brett Anderson has had in this game. First time he's run the count full to 3 and 2. And the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3, a breaking ball. Clips the zone, that's out number 2. And Brett Anderson's first strikeout, which isn't too surprising considering that his pitch count was so low. The Pirates were putting the ball in play frequently and early in the count. Now the at-bat's being extended slightly in this half inning, but Anderson's still yet to give up a base runner. Here's Adam Frazier. 2 outs, base is empty. Frazier, the number 3 hitter. That hit well to right center field. That's the first hit for the Pirates in this game. Frazier rounds first, moves on his way to second as Kane plays it and gets it in to Brock Holt. 2-out double for Adam Frazier, and just like that, Pirates have the tying run in scoring position. And arguably their best hitter coming up to the plate now. It's Josh Bell. Better statistically from the left side of the plate. But gets a base hit there through the right side. Yelich bobbles the ball in right field. That's going to cause Adam Frazier to round third and score. And the Pirates have tied the game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh, more first pitch swinging by the Pirates. This one just happens to work out. Bell gets a single. Frazier was going to stop at third before Yelich bobbled the ball, trying to charge it and throw. That allows Frazier to score, and Josh Bell gets a run batted in for that. Now here's Gregory Polanco. Anderson now at 30 pitches. He's still throwing well under par, so to speak. But each team has now scored a run. The Brewers scored in the first inning. Ryan Braun singled in Christian Yelich from second. And Josh Bell just got an RBI in this half inning. And Polanco down in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dark day here in Pittsburgh. Cloudy skies overshadow the ball field. And Polanco fouls that pitch off. The count's still 1-2. This ballpark was voted the best ballpark in baseball in 2011. Very beautiful ballpark in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right on the North Shore, off Interstate 279. 1-2 pitch. And Polanco stays alive. Count still 1-2. And for both teams now, coming into this second third of the ball game, they've been extending at bats, taking pitches, and that's caused both pitchers' pitch counts to go up. Gregory Polanco has a 2-out single. And Brett Anderson is down on the grass now. There's Craig Counsell coming out to check on him. That doesn't look great. He got hit on the leg with that ground ball, but looks like he's going to stay in the game. He takes the mound and will pitch to Colin Moran. Strike one called. Colin Moran is 0 for 1. And for a middle of the order hitter, so 190 average. Well, that'll help the average and might help his run production as well. Rounding third is Josh Bell. The throw from Kane is well offline. Navarez plays it, but Bell scores from second base. And just like that, the Pirates have taken the lead. It's 2-1. Gregory Polanco advances from first to second on the play. Colin Moran has himself a 2-out RBI single, and Moran now has 10 RBIs on the season. So Brett Anderson got hit on the leg before Colin Moran hit that RBI single. Now Jacob Stallings hits one out to center. Kane makes the play. And we'll see if Anderson comes out for the 5th inning. Get a better evaluation in the dugout on him. But through 4 innings now, the Pirates lead the Brewers 2-1. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Brewers when we come back. Hey, look at that. Just like that, we're back. No commercials here on MLB's virtual network. And I'd like to remind you that Heidi Watney is not speaking right now, or at least she's trying to, but we can't hear her, which is quite unfortunate. I'm sure her insight would be quite useful at a time like this because she's actually on the field. At any rate, you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. And I'm Nicholas Callis. An NL Central game featuring the Pirates and the Brewers. This is game 1 of a 3-game series that will be played consecutively over the next 3 days. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday, this series will take place. Trevor Williams still on the mound. His team has earned him a lead. Coming into this 5th inning, Pirates scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning thanks to RBI base hits by Josh Bell and Colin Moran. The Brewers haven't scored since the 1st inning when Ryan Braun hit home Christian Yelich. 1-1 pitch from Trevor Williams to Omar Narvaez, who's leading this half inning off for the Brewers. And he falls behind 1-2. Williams just passed 50 pitches. He's been throwing efficiently. The Brewers hitters have been swinging constantly as well, which certainly plays a factor in a pitcher's pitch count. Through the first 3 innings, neither of these teams were being too patient at the plate. But ever since the 4th inning, players have been taking pitches, and that ultimately has extended several of the at-bats that have come about. Brett Anderson didn't work an at-bat to a full count until the 4th inning. That's how efficiently he was throwing through the first 3 innings. Adam Frazier makes that play. Omar Narvaez out at first, and with 1 out, that'll bring up Orlando Arcia, the number 8 hitter and shortstop of the Brewers. .210 average, 3 home runs, and 9 RBIs following his first at bat. Here's the first pitch from Trevor Williams, and that's well outside. Count 1-0. 1 out, base is empty. Check swing, no appeal, and no signal from the home plate umpire that was in the zone. So the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Trevor Williams. Pitch number 60 is fouled off. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That misses low, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brett Anderson, the pitcher's on deck, and he has a hit in today's ball game. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Right side of the infield. There's Josh Bell. 2 outs.
The pitcher, number 25.
And with that, Brett Anderson is walking up to the plate. Anderson singled on the first pitch he saw in his at-bat in the 3rd inning. He was the leadoff hitter for that inning as well, but ambushed Trevor Williams and got himself a base hit because of it. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 94 miles per hour from Trevor Williams. And the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1. This game, a National League Central matchup between the Brewers, who are in first place with a 14-8 record, and the Pirates, who are 9-13 and 5 games back of the NL Central lead. The Central was much closer when the season began, which might be an obvious statement, but it's really started to pull apart. The Reds have fallen behind significantly. The Pirates needing to gain some ground back, especially in this series. A sweep would send them down to the basement of the division. And the Cardinals, Cubs, and Brewers all toward the top spot. We'll go over the standings next half inning when the bottom of the 5th begins. But you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. The Brewers trail the Pirates 2-1 going to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Here's Gerard Dyson coming to the plate. 8-9 one-hitters due up for the Pirates. Gerard Dyson, then Trevor Williams in the pitcher spot. And Gerard Dyson bunts. Sogard can't make the play. A nice effort over there at third by Eric Sogard, but Gerard Dyson too quick, and that bunt was too well placed. Sogard couldn't make the play in time. Now here's Trevor Williams facing Brett Anderson, and Williams bunts. Dustin Smoke elects to just tag Trevor Williams going down the first base line, but that'll go down as a sacrifice. Gerard Dyson moves now into scoring position at second base, and that was a well-executed bunt by that pitcher. Kevin Newman at the top of the order will bat with 1 out, and Gerard Dyson on second base. But here's how the National League Central looks right now. The Brewers are in first place with a 14-8 record. The Cubs are in second with a 13-9 record. The Cardinals are 11-12, and they're 3.5 games back of the division as that pitch is fouled off. The Cubs are 1 game back, 13-9 record. The Cardinals 11-12, 3.5 games back. Then the Pirates, we're playing the top team in the Brewers right now. Pirates are 9-13, 5.5 games out, and the Reds are in 5th place with a 7-15 record, and they're 7 games back of the division lead. So a division that's still relatively close. The Reds and Pirates not out of it yet, but this series will go a long way in determining how far the Brewers can extend their lead in the NL Central. And we'll see if the Pirates can still stay in contention. 1-2 pitch coming from Anderson. Up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. Rod Dyson didn't break initially, and he'll stop at third because of it. Kane with a good throw in. That also holds Newman to a single. That puts runners at first and third now. Dyson on third, Newman on first. Still one out in the bottom of the fifth, and here's the number 2 hitter for the Pirates, Bryan Reynolds. Reynolds was a prospect in the Giants system, and maybe you don't know the name too well, but he was acquired in the trade that sent Andrew McCutchen to the Giants back in the 2017-2018 offseason. And Reynolds right now has panned out for the Pirates. He was in the top 3 for the lead in average in the league up until September. Very quality hitter, and look at that. He gets a knock right there as well. Gerard Dyson scores from third. And the Pirates extend their lead. It's 3-1. Still one out, bottom of the fifth inning. Kevin Newman moves from first to second on the play. And Bryan Reynolds now has 5 RBIs on the season, and the Brewers bullpen is now up and running. Couple arms throwing now for them. And here's Adam Frazier. He is 1 for 2. Was the first runner to come around and score for the Pirates in this one. Fouls that pitch off. Count is even 1-1. One run in, 1 out, 2 runners on, 1-1 count, 3-1 ball game. And Frazier fouls that pitch off. Counts 1-2. Brett Anderson hadn't given up a hit until the 4th inning when Adam Frazier got the first hit for the Pirates. The Pirates have since taken the lead. Anderson plays it to Arcia for 1. Back to Smoke. Adam Frazier grounds into a double play, and that double play ends the 5th inning. However, the Pirates were able to push across another run, and through 5 full innings, the Pirates lead the Brewers 3-1. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Brewers trail by 2 runs to the Pirates in this NL Central rivalry game. Top of the order coming up for the Brewers, Eric Sogard, Lorenzo Cain, and Christian Yelich all due up to bat. And Sogard quickly falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes to Trevor Williams. Williams, who started off with a bit of a bump, gave up a run in the first inning, has since kept the Brewers scoreless. He gave up a double to Christian Yelich and then an RBI single to Ryan Braun. But that's been the bulk of the Brewers' offense to this point. Eric Sogard strikes out there, and Trevor Williams has now accumulated 4 strikeouts. 1 away.
The center fielder, Lorenzo Cain.
Here's Lorenzo Cain. He got a hit off Williams in his last at bat. 1 for 2 in the game. And takes ball 1 just off the outside. Cain batting .317 now this season. That's an average you typically would like to see from your number 2 hitter. Cain has a home run and 5 RBIs as well on the season. Those were from previous games. Hasn't produced anything today. A double he hit in his last at bat was his 7th of the season. And he gets ahead in the count here. 3 balls and no strikes. Former MVP and potential tying run Christian Yelich waiting on deck. And Cain taking all the way. That pitch called a strike. 3-1's the count. And he walked him. Lorenzo Cain aboard for the 2nd time in this game. And with 2 outs, Christian Yelich will come to the plate. And with that, the Pirates bullpen gets into action as well. Michael Feliz, one of a couple arms, now throwing in the bullpen for the Buccos. Here's Yelich. Takes ball one. Yelich doubled with 2 outs in the first inning and later scored on the Ryan Braun RBI single. That was the only run that the Brewers have put up to this point. That's fouled away, count even at 1. Yelich to this point in the season has 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. Williams checks on Kane. One ripped down the right field line, and that is foul. The count 1-2. That hit one toward left field. Back goes Gerard Dyson. He's running out of room, and it's gone. Christian Yelich, with his 3rd home run of the season, ties this ball game in the 6th inning. And PNC Park is murmuring now. Yeah, and Yelich, an experienced enough hitter to stay with that. Didn't try to pull the outside pitch, went with it, and hit it a long way. This game tied at 3 now. And here's Ryan Braun. Takes ball 1 outside. Braun with a run batted in. He's 1 for 2 in this game so far. Williams has now given up 3 earned runs. Popped into the air, center field. There's Brian Reynolds. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 2.
The batter, the first baseman, Justin Mo.
So far the Brewers have scored in the first inning. The Pirates put up a couple runs in the 4th, tacked on another in the 5th. And the Brewers with a 2-out walk to Lorenzo Cain and then a solo home run hit by Christian Yelich. This game is tied at 3.
1-0.
Justin Smoak is 8 for 23 over his last few games there. You see, he's been pretty hot. Hitless in this game so far. Count even at 1. Trevor Williams, 93 miles per hour. Down a bit in velocity from when he first started in this game. He's at 85 pitches, about to throw 86. And that one fouled off. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 runs in the inning. And that fouled off by Smoak. He keeps the at-bat alive. So there's been action in both the Brewers and the Pirates bullpens. So whether Brett Anderson or Trevor Williams will continue following this part of the game is yet to be seen. But Josh Bell makes the play. Smoak's out at first, and that ends the top of the 6th. However, Christian Yelich, with this 2-run home run, makes this a tie game going into the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Pirates. To begin this half inning, it'll be Josh Bell, Gregory Polanco, and Colin Moran. Bell 1 for 2 in his most recent at-bat. He hit a single that scored a run. Swing and a miss, counts 0-2. Brett Anderson, despite giving up 3 runs, is still under 60 pitches coming into this 6th inning. He threw just 16 pitches through the first 3 innings of play. Has been efficient, but has also given up a substantial amount of runs. There's Josh Bell striking out. Anderson now with 2 strikeouts. And there's 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Gregory Polanco coming up to the plate. Polanco is 1 for 2. He hit a single off Brett Anderson's leg. And it was questionable at the moment whether Anderson would continue. He was slow to get up when that happened. But he got himself up and has remained in the game.
Ball, that's low.
1-1 pitch to Gregory Polanco. Chopped on the ground up the middle. Anderson ducks that time and gets out of the way. Arcia plays it, throws to Smoke, and Polanco's out. He's now 1 for 3, and there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And speaking of the efficiency from Brett Anderson, you briefly saw his pitch count there, and his pitch totals by inning. And there are several single-digit numbers in those pitch count numbers. And here's Moran. Like we mentioned earlier, Moran was acquired from the Astros. He was one of the pieces that the Pirates got in exchange for Garrett Cole. Now Cole, the highest paid pitcher in all of baseball history, with a 9-year, $324 million contract with the Yankees. But Moran grounds out there to Eric Sogard, and that ends the 6th inning. The Pirates in that half inning get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. Through 6 full innings, it's the Pirates 3 and the Brewers 3. Here comes Michael Feliz, and speaking of pieces in that trade, Feliz was another one that used to play for the Astros and came to the Pirates when Garrett Cole was traded to the Astros.
Leading off from Milwaukee, the second baseman, Brock Holt.
Here's Brock Holt coming up to the plate. Holt is 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out so far, but facing a new pitcher for the first time this game, Michael Feliz, about to throw his first. And that's too high, ball 1. Michael Feliz has pitched just about 15 innings, has 21 strikeouts. That is second among relievers on the Pirates. And his ERA is 4.91. Has 2 losses. 2-0 pitch. That's too high. Count is 3-0. 97 miles per hour. It's definitely a hard thrower, that's for sure, and excels at striking people out. Not walking people either. 5 walks in all of his appearances. There's number 6. However, just as I say that, and Brock Holt gets on base with a leadoff walk. Just above the zone, according to the home plate umpire. That'll bring up Omar Narvaez. He walked in the second, 0 for 1 in total. Bordering a 300 average now, 299 average for him. A couple long balls as well. Nobody out yet this half inning. And it's 0-1. The Brewers scored in the first inning thanks to an RBI single by Ryan Braun. In the bottom of the 4th, the Pirates got a couple runs thanks to RBIs by Josh Bell and Colin Moran. Pirates got an extra run in the 5th inning. You see Dovydas Nevarakis and Nick Berti throwing now in the Pirates bullpen. But then in the 6th inning, the Brewers got 2 runs on a home run by Christian Yelich. And it's been tied at 3 ever since. Counts 1-2 now on Narvaez. This is game 1 of a 3-game series between these two. Game 2's tomorrow, game 3's on Thursday. So these will all be played in consecutive games. Or in consecutive days, I should say. Counts even 2-2. But the Brewers are in first place, trailed closely by the Cubs. Cubs are a game back. Pirates trying to avoid moving further down in the division. The Pirates are in 4th place, 5 games back of the division lead. Could make up some ground winning this series against the Brewers, but a pivotal game for both of these teams either way, and Feliz strikes out Narvaez there. That's out number 1. Don't forget you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. And whether your team's being featured on a certain day or week or not, you can cover all 30 teams in our update section of the YouTube channel, which are also posted to Twitter. That ball hit into the gap, and that will split the gap and hop over the wall. That's an automatic double for Orlando Arcia.
The pitcher, number 25, Brett Anderson.
And the Brewers in a good position to score now. With that, Holt moves to third base, and that puts both runners in scoring position. And a bench bat. Coming out to hit now, it will be Avisail Garcia. Garcia was acquired in free agency this offseason. Formerly played for the Chicago White Sox. Made his debut with the Tigers in 2012. Played for the White Sox from 2013 to 2018. Was a member of the Rays outfield last season and now provides some outfield depth for the Brewers this season. And he's a platoon player considering that Braun's in left, Kane's in center, and Yelich is in right. Brewers don't want to mess around with that rotation too much. But Garcia provides some relief and some depth to this team. A very quality bat, also talented defensively. Brock Holt is on third base. Orlando Arcia is on second. 1-2 pitch coming to Avisail Garcia. Popped into the air. Josh Bell makes the catch. And that's out number 2.
The third baseman, number 7, Eric.
Take a look where that pitch was. They jammed him. That was, judging by that pitch tracks, that was perfectly placed on the top inside corner. And Garcia got jammed. Well-placed pitch by Feliz. Now with 2 outs, both runners still in scoring position. Here's Eric Sogard. Sogard 0 for 3 is the leadoff hitter of the Brewers. A pivotal point in the game. Fouled off, strike 1. But just to mention it again, to cover where all 30 teams in baseball are after every given day, you can check the update section of YouTube. Either on Twitter at VirtualMLB or on the YouTube channel MLB Virtual Network. Sogard has his first hit. And both runs are going to score for the Brewers. Brock Holt scores from third. Orlando Arcia scores from second. A 2-run RBI single for Eric Sogard. And the Brewers take the lead in the 7th. It's 5-3. Not trying to do too much with that. Just square it up, hit it up the middle. And with 2 outs and both runners moving on the pitch, the Brew Crew gets 2 runs. Now here's Christian Yelich. Or excuse me, here's Lorenzo Cain. Cain is 1 for 2. He had a double. Also walked and later came around to score. He walked right before Christian Yelich hit the 2-run home run in the 6th inning.
That's the ball. 2-0 to count.
That home run tied the game at the time, but with Holt walking, Orlando Arcia hitting a double, and then Eric Sogard hitting them both in this half inning, the Brewers have taken the lead again. 2-0 count now on Cain, and he swings and misses at that pitch. An off-speed pitch thrown by Feliz, changing it up a bit. This is Feliz's first inning coming into this game out of the bullpen. And he's given up 2 earned runs. Swing and a miss.
2-2.
Breaking ball. Gets Cain to swing and miss. The count's the count's 2-2. Eric Sogard on first base. Here's the pitch. Popped up and foul. Count is still 2-2. Swing and a miss. 98 miles per hour with that pitch. And that will end the top of the 7th inning. However, the Brewers get a couple of runs and have taken the lead over the Pirates again. Stretch time here at PNC Park. It's 5-3. Brewers lead it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Fred Anderson was relieved by a pinch hitter
Number 50.
in the top half of this inning, so the Brewers need another arm to come in and pitch, and it is Ray Black who will come in and take over for the Brewers.
Leading up for the Pirates,
Ray Black this season
Jacob Stallings.
has pitched 8 innings in total, struck out 7, walked 2, and has a 1.13 ERA. Order, and meanwhile, Corey Knebel and David Phelps warming up in the Brewers bullpen. But Jacob Stallings, Gerard Dyson, and then the Pirates pitcher spot are all due up this half inning. Stallings gets ahead in the count, 2-ball, no-strike pitch. And that one right over the heart of the plate, 98 miles per hour from Ray Black. 2-1 pitch. And oh my. Breaking ball almost clips Stallings. He gets out of the way. However, in the count 3-1. The Brewers just took the lead in the top of the 7th. And there's a fly ball toward left field. Ryan Braun will make the play. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now batting, left field.
Gerard Dyson coming up to the plate now for the Pirates.
Dyson.
Dyson is 1 for 2. Had a bunt single in his last at bat. And pops the first pitch he sees up on the infield. Eric Sogard makes the play with little trouble, and now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Michael. Your attention, please.
And a bench bat coming up for the Pirates. You see there Jose Ozuna in the on-deck circle. He's called upon to hit. 2 outs, space is empty. His team down 2, bottom of the 7th. 99 miles per hour. Strike 1. Osuna. He has 13 hits and 36 at-bats. That's where the .361 average comes from. Doesn't have any home runs yet this season and has driven in 3 runs. 2-1 pitch. On the ground, and that'll help the average even more. Jose Ozuna on board with a 2-out single. And that'll bring the top of the order and the Pirates' potential tying run to the plate. They didn't get a great piece of the bat on that ball either. Kind of hit it off the bottom of the barrel, but it was hit on the ground and it was hit where a fielder couldn't play it, and that's a hit for Ozuna. Here's Kevin Newman. Newman, a former first-round draft pick of the Pirates. Here's the first pitch from Ray Black. That's a strike. It's 0-1. Newman came up as a second baseman, but with the Pirates' need for a consistent shortstop, he has occupied that vacancy in the field. Of course, with Jordy Mercer moving on and signing a deal with the Tigers, Pirates shortstop position, it was an awkward change for the Pirates because Jordy Mercer, prior to 2019, had been their starting shortstop since 2013. Counts even 2-2, but with Cole Tucker platooning between AAA and Major League Baseball, not quite ready yet and developed. Kevin Newman, Eric Gonzalez, JT Riddle, they're all expected to rotate to the shortstop position until Derek Shelton can figure out which one can earn the everyday job. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner goes on the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. Ray Black, 99-mile-per-hour fastball is blown by Kevin Newman. And the 7th inning is over. The Pirates get no runs on 1 hit in the inning and leave 1 runner on base. Moving to the 8th, the Brewers still lead it 5-3.
Your attention, please.
Nick Birdie,
Now pitching for the Pirates. Number
a starting
57.
prospect for the Pirates, comes out of the bullpen for this game. That's been his role ever since 2020 has began.
Leading off for Milwaukee.
And Christian Yelich will lead off for the Brewers. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for the Brewers.
Yelich.
Christian Yelich, Ryan Braun, and Justin Smoke all scheduled to bat. Yelich is 2 for 3. He hit a double and scored on a Ryan Braun single back in the 1st inning, and then in the 6th, he hit a 2-run home run that tied the game at the time. Grounds out there to Josh Bell. That's out number 1. So the Brewers scored in the 1st inning. The Pirates got a couple runs in the 4th. Colin Moran and Josh Bell each had RBIs in that half inning. Pirates tacked on 1 more in the 5th before the Brewers tied the game on a 2-run home run by Christian Yelich in the 6th.
1-0.
And the game remained tied until the next inning, where the Brewers strung together some hits, and then a big 2-run, 2-out RBI single by Eric Sogard gave the Brewers the lead. So now it's 5-3, top of the 8th. Again, the Brewers lead the NL Central as of today. The Pirates are in 4th place, 5.5 games back, and this is game 1 of a 3-game series. So this series could very well determine if the Brewers keep the lead in the NL Central, and will determine if the Pirates can stay in contention. That missed, ball 4. Nick Birdie issues a 1-out walk to Ryan Braun.
The first baseman, number 12.
But a lot of implications here, assuming if the Brewers were to get swept in this series, the Brewers, pending what the Cubs did, might lose their first place position, and the Pirates at best would be 2 games back of the division lead. But if the Brewers were to sweep the Pirates, depending on how the Reds did, could move into last place, and at worst would be 8 games back of the division lead. So there are some implications with this game as well. Heavy implications for both teams as Smoke fouls that pitch a long way down the right field line. Counts 0-2. Nick Birdie fresh out of the bullpen. Michael Feliz came in the 7th and gave up the go-ahead runs to the Brewers, and that pitch can't find the zone. The count's 1-2. This game has been back and forth. Brewers lead it now. 1-ball, 2-strike pitch to the former American League All-Star Justin Smoke. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Smoke, a switch hitter, batting from the left side in this at bat. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that can't find the zone either. And Smoke able to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's Ryan Braun on first base. He walked. Christian Yelich led this half inning off with a ground out. Braun walked with 1 out. And now here's Justin Smoke, who pops that pitch towards center field. Brian Reynolds has tracked it. He makes the catch. That's out number 2. Ryan Braun retreats back to first.
Now batting, second baseman, Brock.
And with 2 outs, that'll bring up the versatile Brock Holt. Holt, the former Boston Red Sox, was a utility player with them, was also signed to be exactly that here in Milwaukee, a versatile infielder to fill needs when necessary.
0-1.
He's been thrown into the front lines, though, since Keston Hira and Jed Jorko each are out with injuries that have placed them on the injured list. So Holt, the starting second baseman, Eric Sogard regularly playing third base now. And it hasn't worked out terribly for the Brewers either. The Brewers were able to take hold of the division lead since Holt and Sogard have been starting regularly where they are, and Holt hasn't been poor with the bat either. Entering play, Holt was batting .267, a respectable average. Count even 2-2 there on Holt. Here's the pitch. Hit well to center field, but not well enough to get out of the grasp of Ryan Reynolds. He makes the catch, and the top of the 8th inning is over. No runs on no hits, 1 walk in the inning for the Brewers, and 1 runner left on base going to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Brewers 5 and the Pirates 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Here's Corey Knebel,
Now pitching for the Brewers, number 46.
one of the setup pitchers with the Brewers.
Knebel.
He was injured to start the season, came back
Leading up
onto the Brewers roster from the injured list about a week ago.
Ryan Reynolds.
He was the closer of the Brewers for several years coming up to this year. But Josh Hader has started off the year very well. Hader has 11 saves on the year as of right now. And the Brewers did not take him out of that role. He's been too dominant. So Corey Knebel has shifted now to his setup role. Still an elite pitcher, but it's dangerous now. The Brewers' back end of their bullpen. Two-one pitch to Brian Reynolds. Reynolds, a switch hitter, now batting from the left side of the plate now that Anderson's out of the game. Anderson was a left-handed starter. Now Knebel right-handed. 2-2 pitch coming to Reynolds. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there by Knebel. That's out number 1. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pirates still trail by 2 runs. One out. Here's Adam Frazier. Frazier got the first hit for the Pirates in this game. That was in the 4th inning. Brett Anderson had kept the Pirates hitless until 2 outs in the 4th inning when Adam Frazier hit a double, and then the Pirates proceeded to score a couple runs in that half inning. But the Brewers offense has bailed Anderson out. Anderson will not get a decision, and the Pirates starter Trevor Williams will not get a decision either. Michael Feliz right now is in line for the loss. He gave up 2 runs to the Brewers in the 7th inning, and those were the 2 runs that the Brewers took the lead on. 2-1 pitch coming from Knebel. Popped up. Left side, there's Eric Sogard. He makes the catch. And now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
The first baseman, number 55. Josh.
And with that, Josh Bell will come to the plate. Bell had an RBI single back in the 4th inning. And to this point, that's the only hit he has.
1-0.
Josh Bell had been a top prospect for the Pirates in 2014 and 15. Finally got the call to the big leagues in 2016. And he did not disappoint with this Pirates team. We'll get to tell you about it. Sogard makes that play. And that ends the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pirates unable to get any offense going in the 8th. And moving into the 9th inning, it's the Brewers 5 and the Pirates 3.
Your attention, please.
Here's Keone Kela.
For the Pirates,
He's coming out of the bullpen to pitch in the 9th inning for the Pirates. He is their rostered closer. Although this is far from a safe situation.
leading off for Milwaukee,
Kella's clear objective here is to just keep the score where it is for the bottom of the ninth inning.
1-0.
You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. This is our first featured game of the day. Our second featured game will take place at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. The Rockies will play the Giants. So stick around for that game. Whether you're fans of those teams or you just miss baseball and want to watch something. Matt Vasgersian, Mark DeRosa, and Dan Plesac will have that call. But for this game, I'm Nicholas Callis. There's Omar Narvaez hitting a leadoff single for the Brewers. And that'll bring up Orlando Arcia. Arcia hit a double in the seventh inning and later scored
1 ball, no strike.
on the double by Eric Sogard. 219 average now, 3 long balls for him on the season. Not a typical home run hitter. More known for his defense
Nope, that's in.
with the Brewers. He is a very pristine defensive shortstop. Two-0 pitch. Swung at it, but fouled it off. The count's 2-1. This is game 1 of a 3-game series between these two, and the series will be played on consecutive days. Today's game 1, tomorrow's game 2, and Thursday is game 3. If you want to cover how this series is going, you can check the updates section at the end of every day. Either you can check for the post on Twitter at VirtualMLB or check the update section of this channel, MLB Virtual Network. Counts full, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Arcia. Nobody out yet, top of the ninth inning. Keone Kela has just come into the game to pitch, and he gets Arcia to pop that up. Jacob Stallings has a play, and Stallings makes the play. That's out number 1. So 1 out, top of the ninth inning.
The pitcher, number 46.
Narvaez singled to begin this inning. He's on first base. And the pitcher spot coming up for the Brewers, and it will not be Corey Knebel coming up to bat. It is Ryan Healy. Ryan Healy started this year off in AAA, but because of the injuries to Jed Jorko and Heston Kira,
Ball, that's high.
there's been some infield depth for them, but has been a consistent pinch hitter since he's gotten the call to play in the big leagues. He was signed this past offseason to be some infield depth on the 40-man roster for the Brewers.
Ball.
So here he is, former Oakland Athletic and Seattle Mariner. Can play first base and third base. Typically 2 positions he excels at. Has gotten more repetitions since he's been in the Brewers system, though, at third base. Two ball, 1 strike count. Here's the pitch. And he chased that one high, 96 miles per hour from Kela. And the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, here it comes. And that's foul. Count still even 2-2. Healy, since coming up to the Brewers, is batting .118. As that misses high. But he has 2 hits and 17 at-bats. Has no home runs and 1 RBI. Full count pitch, Omar Narvaez is on first base. And that's popped into the air left side of the infield. In foul territory, Colin Moran makes the catch. And now there are 2 outs in the top of the ninth inning.
The third baseman, number 7, Eric Sogard.
And that'll bring up the Brewers' top of the order. Here's Eric Sogard. He is 1 for 4, but that hit, his only hit he had, was huge. It was a two-run single hit in the 7th inning, and that gave the Brewers their 5-3 lead that they have yet to relinquish. Omar Narvaez led this inning off with a single. Since then, Keona has set down the next two hitters he faced, and now with 2 outs, Sogard is in a 1-1 count. That's fouled off, count 1-2 now. Keona Kello, former Texas Ranger, was acquired by the Pirates toward the end of 2018. He's put on the injured list a couple times since being in Pittsburgh and starts this year out as their closer. And he does what he's supposed to do there, keeps the Brewers scoreless in the top of the 9th inning. No runs on a hit for the Brewers, 1 left on. Last chance for the Pirates coming up in the bottom of the 9th. It's a 2-run game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
And here comes a pitcher that has been nearly unstoppable this season. Josh Hader, just 2 blown saves in 13 appearances, but has saved 11 games and 13 times he's come out. Throws in the high 90s, has a nasty slider, and has a weird release point. Corey Knebel started the year on the injured list. So Hader was upgraded from a setup role to a closer's role, and because of the success he's had this season, he has stayed in the closer's role even when Knebel came off of the injured list. And this is a save opportunity for Hader. He blew his most recent save opportunity to the Mets. That was on Sunday. The Brewers had an off day on Monday and are now playing today, Tuesday. Hope you know what day it is. I know, me being in quarantine, I've had trouble figuring out what day it is as well sometimes. But today is Tuesday, April the 21st, 2020. So, hope you knew that, but if you didn't, you're welcome. All right, 3-1 count now. Josh Hader pitching to Gregory Polanco. Pirates have 5, 6, 7 hitters due up this half inning. Polanco, Moran, and Stallings all scheduled to bat. And now the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That slider fouled off. Hader has 3 pitches in his repertoire, a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a 2-seam fastball, and it looks like the 4-seam fastball got him looking, and that's out number 1. You see, they're in the National League. Josh Hader is the saves leader by a couple. This is a save opportunity as well, but he has 11 coming into this game. And with 1 out, Colin Moran comes to the plate. Moran hit an RBI single back in the 4th inning. One of 2 Pirates runs in that inning. Pirates haven't scored since the 5th. Ryan Braun makes that play. And the Pirates with 1 out to work with.
The catcher, Jacob Stallings.
And Jacob Stallings coming up, facing Josh Hader. That's a strike, 97 miles per hour. And PNC Park has gotten quiet. Oh, 1 pitch. In the air towards center field. Lorenzo Cain makes the play, and that ends the ball game. The Milwaukee Brewers win here in Game 1 of this series and improve now to 15-8 and will remain in first place in the NL Central. The Pirates, who lost in this game, will be directly affected since they lost to the current leader in the division. The Pirates fall to 9-14 now and are 6 games back of the division. Still in 4th place, but pending how the Reds do over the next couple days, if the Pirates get swept, they will become in jeopardy of moving to become the last place team in this NL Central division.
The final line score for our ball
Quick
game
recap
tonight.
for you on
For the
this game.
victorious Brewers, 5 runs, 8 hits.
The Brewers
No
scored in the
errors.
first
They left
inning after
6
Ryan
men
Braun hit an RBI single that scored Christian Yelich from
For the
second base.
Pirates, 3
That made it
runs,
1 to
8
nothing.
hits. No errors. They left 5
Brett
men on
Anderson, the
base.
starter, had a no-hitter going into the fourth inning, but with 2 outs in the fourth, Adam Frazier hit a double, and that started some offense for the Pirates, who got RBIs from Josh Bell and Colin Moran in that inning. Also scored a run in the fifth. Had a 3-1 lead going into the sixth, but a 2-out walk to Lorenzo Cain, and then a 2-run home run hit by Christian Yelich made it 3-3. And then the Brewers took the lead back in the seventh inning. Eric Sogard hit a 2-run single that made it 5-3, and there was no offense after that point. And the Brewers came away with a 5-3 win. Each team had 8 hits in this one. The Brewers just tacked on a couple more runs with those 8 hits that they had. Brett Anderson got the win. He gave up 3 earned runs on 7 hits, pitched 6 innings, and since he was technically on the mound before the Brewers took the lead in the 7th, he earns the win in this one. Michael Feliz gave up the 2 runs in the 7th inning out of the bullpen, and he gets hit with a loss, gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits in that 1 inning he pitched in the 7th. Josh Hader has earned his 12th save. He's now 12 for 14 in save opportunities, and he has been dominant so far this season. Player of the game goes to Christian Yelich. Went 2 for 4, had a home run and a double in this one. He was the one that scored on the Ryan Braun single in the first, and he, of course, scored on his home run that he hit in the 6th inning. That home run tied the game. He had a pretty good game, and he has earned player of the game here in this one. Well, that'll do it here from PNC Park. Don't forget our next game will be coming up at 7:10 Eastern Time here on Major League Baseball's virtual network. It will be the Giants and the Rockies playing each other, so you can stick around for that game. Also, be sure to follow the Twitter page for more news on this league we have going here. It's at Virtual MLB. That's our tag on Twitter. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want notifications on content that gets posted and that gets streamed. MLB Virtual Network is the YouTube channel, so subscribe to that if you want notifications. Anyway, I'm Nicholas Callis. The final score again, the Pittsburgh Pirates lose to the Milwaukee Brewers by a score of 5-3. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.